So let's talk about it. I'm just a girl.
You know that girl, I am just a girl too.
There's a creator on this app called I'm Just a Girl, and a lot of y'all don't like her.
All the discourse surrounding Just a Girl, I really have just one question.
And I'm just a girl.
Just a girl.
That lady, I'm just a girl.
No, because y'all are tearing that Just a Girl a whole new one.
I think the problem with I'm Just a Girl's content,
that Just a Girl lady, you cannot convince me that she don't hate black women.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Just a Girl Show. My name is Janine. If you are new to the channel, this is your first time on my live, welcome. I hope everyone is having a good evening. I hope you had a great day. If you're new to the channel, of course, subscribe to the channel. I think you will enjoy it over here. Be sure to like the live, share it out. Anyone who you want to join. And yeah, so as you guys can see, the topic of tonight is discussing marriage is no longer desired when it's no longer an option, right? When it comes to the conversation of marriage, we find a way to try to, I think a lot of women demonize marriage, say how it's not required, how it's no big deal, how it's, it's whatever, when it's not an option for them, right? I think that is the bigger issue, that when you don't see it in your peripheral view, you don't see it as an option. You're looking at your life, it's not happening when you want it to happen. You start to find ways to try to make yourself feel better. And I think that when it comes to the marriage conversation, a lot of women, especially myself, I've gotten a lot of backlash that has come from me talking about marriage and women, requiring marriage and, doing what's necessary to become a wife and just all the things. And a lot of women are like, everybody don't need to be married. Everybody don't want to be married. Everybody. And it's just like, okay, well, if you don't want to be married, why are you in the comments? If you don't want to be married, why are you so upset? Why are you fighting in my comments to prove to me that you don't need to be married? Okay, cool. But I find that women, as I said, they get to a certain point in life where they start to spit out that all the negativity about marriage, all the stats about how marriage don't work, all of the everybody I know who's married is miserable and unhappy. Like it just starts to be a lot of that. Like they don't have anything good to say about marriage. Like nothing. They can't say nothing good about marriage because if they do, they don't have to explain why they don't want it. So they always stick to the don't want to be married, don't need to be married type of rhetoric. Okay. And I'm going to share this clip, y'all, we're going to, Kendra G was on Paul Pierce podcast, and y'all gonna watch and see. Kendra G did a lot of talking, and let me just share because I don't want to spoil it. Because y'all just got to pay attention and watch because she find a way to she don't want to talk about her at all. Okay, I'm just put that out there. She will give a little bit about herself and then go into her whole dating spill. It's just like crazy. It's like you slick. And Paul kept trying to will her back in, but she was going to find a way to dodge them questions. Okay, she was not going to let you know anything about her. Okay, so let me go ahead and share this for y'all because baby, when I say I was like, oh, Kendra, do not even play. So okay, let's go ahead and share this clip and let's get on into it.
Baby,
hold on. What's your relationship
Okay,
status?
so I'm single. Single. I was in a relationship. I've been single for about a year. Okay. And I love that I'm single right now because I think that women have to realize that, listen, you can be happy single. Like there's some men who are so happy single. This is why they don't want to get in relationships. And I think that when you focus on just always your relationship status, determines your happiness, you're not going to be happy. So, you know, what people got to understand, like I just said, I just moved to LA 2 years ago. So I'm a girl that for my career, every 4 years, I pretty much moved. I think I'm home now. I think.
She loves LA.
Yeah,
I
we
love
you
LA,
here.
but Dubai vibes it. Dubai look like it's my kind of place.
I just saw Lindsay Lohan said she lives in Dubai.
I wonder what she's doing over there.
She said, well, she's married and she said they can't take pictures of you. Like when you're in the restaurant, it's illegal to take pictures of people. You have to ask them for permission.
I've been over there.
That's what she was just saying.
I'm on Instagram. I'm taking photos. I was there. So.
Okay, so wait a minute. You are single. Do you feel like people weaponize that a lot? Because for me, I feel like, well, why are you single then? Or why are you da-da-da? And it's like, maybe because I like my peace and I understand who I am as a woman and I prefer my solitude. And if you're going to take some of that space, you must be a hell of a person. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I thought when I was single, you know?
Right.
So what, like, do you feel like people are like, why are you single if you have this show and da-da-da-da-da?
They weaponize women.
Yes, women.
They don't weaponize men.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I was a man, men would encourage me not to get married. They would say, yes, you work this hard, you focus on your career, you invested, like, you know, I invested my own money into my company. They'll be like, why would you let a woman benefit off of all your hard work? Yeah. What happens is we're in a time where I do believe that there's some men that only respect a woman by the man she's next to, right? So, and there is.
So let me pause there, okay? Okay. Kendra is good at what she does, okay? She is a journalist to a T, okay? She knows how to spin an interview and not have to give up much information. As you guys can see, and we're going to keep going, the question comes up of, are you single? She's single. She goes into why she doesn't go into why. She just says, I'm happy I'm single. And she goes into why people should be single and happy and all of that. Then she goes into, you know, she asks her about, what did she just ask her? Oh, do people weaponize, you know, her being single? She goes into, they weaponize, like, yes, but they don't do it to men. Like she's pulling so far away of having to really have Paul Pierce dive, because you know that he's the one who, like, I'm sure she saw what he did to Cheyenne Bryant, but Cheyenne Bryant don't have the journalism background like Kendra does, like the interviewing, you know what I'm saying? Her being in radio and her doing all of this, she is finding her way to pull her, don't want to talk about my life, my love life, my singleness too much, because I don't want to have to get into all of that. And she is doing her thing with figuring out a way to answer the question, but still go back into giving all of her relationship advice mumbo jumbo. Okay, but let's keep going.
Yeah, that's what it's about. So it's like, who's the man I got to answer to if I mess with you? And if there's not a man standing there, well, why not? And there's also some type of, I don't want to say control, but there are some men who like to know, like, okay, I have my wife. There's a control aspect. So they're also like, well, why aren't you married? Like, could you not follow instructions? Were you not, did you not forgive too easy? I would say this, there's women who are married to men in jail. And if you feel like she is a better, if you feel like because she's married and has a husband, you can take her advice. Like, I'm not the kind of person that's like, you have to live by what I live by. I'm telling you what I know, right? At the end of the day. And there's married people who I would not take advice from. And we have to stop this illusion that marriage is this sun and roses and everybody's happy. You know, I have a therapist who literally told me that a lot of her clientele are wives who are trying to make it through their marriage because they're not happy.
Woo! Okay, so let's talk about something, right? Let's discuss that right there. That's the piece that is, anytime marriage comes up, right? There's going to be some way to talk about the negative side of marriage. And why I have a therapist who told me half of her clients, why is she telling you that? Why is your therapist telling you about what the other women are going through? Right? Why is she telling you about how terrible marriage is or how much these women are struggling? This is what I'm talking about when I say that whenever marriage is no longer an option, right? Then you have to find a way to demonize it when it's not something that you have or you don't believe is going to happen for you. And only you know that. Only you know that. The other piece of it, to say we have to stop glamorizing or making it seem as though it's sunshine and rainbows. Who's glamorizing it, right? No one's saying marriage is perfect. I don't know. I mean, if somebody out there saying that, shame on them. But most people are not sitting here saying, most married people are not saying marriage is so perfect and it's so easy and it's so, you're just going to have the time of your life. You're never going to be unhappy. You're going to just be smiling all day long. No one's really out here saying that. So I hate when, again, women who are not married, claiming that they don't want marriage, always find a way to try to make it seem as though married people are trying to make it seem like everybody is so miserable without marriage. No, that's not what I think most married people are saying. What married people are saying or trying to say is working together with a partner can make your life easier than to do it by yourself. I think is what most people try to say. It's not perfect. It is not always easy, but working together, having to carry the load is much easier than doing it by yourself. But again, every single time, they always have to find a way to demonize and weaponize marriage. Always.
Not saying this is every wife, okay? But I think that most women want the wedding day, they want the ring, they want the bragging rights, they want the Instagram post. But do they really want the wife job description? Now, the wife job description, I believe in it so much, that's why I won't do it. I was engaged. And
let's pause there, please. Did y'all hear that? The wife description she says she believes in the wife description so much that that's why she won't do it. Let me rewind that piece, that little piece. She believes in the wife description so much that's why she won't do it.
Have to stop this illusion. $7 an hour. Now the wife job description, I believe in it so much, that's why I won't do it. I was engaged. And that's what, before all this, very early in my career, I was engaged. I was in my 20s for my college sweetheart. And the one thing we decided is we would never get divorced. And I really think people should make that decision before you get married, because it's like, listen, if we do this, it's me and you till we see Jesus. And there wasn't an infidelity. I realized we had different life plans. And most women usually just kind of follow the man. Nothing wrong with that, right? And at that time, it would have made sense. He was an electrical engineer. I'm a radio host making $7 an hour. I'm gonna probably be fired in I would you get fired all the time in radio. I have no job security. So girl, you got this man, tall, dark, handsome, marry him, have babies, and run off to the sunset. And I couldn't make that bet because I had so much inside of me. I had to take a risk on becoming who Kendra could become.
Let's stop there. Okay. This idea that you can't be who you want to be, whatever that means, because you have a husband, is the most ridiculous thing ever. When women say, she said, I had to go out and be who I wanted to be and be who Kendra really wanted to be. What does that even mean? Where has life panned out for you that you could not have done or have been doing all that you have done with the husband? What about your lifestyle? Someone like a Kendra G or other women, like her. What about your lifestyle that you live that says I couldn't have done this with a husband by my side? Who says that other than someone who knows marriage is no longer an option for them, or who believes that it's not an option, or who has given up on the option? Again, what could you have done? What would he have stopped? You couldn't sleep around? You couldn't be in different men's faces? That's what I want us as women to recognize. When we say stuff like that, when you claim to act like a husband's going to stop you from living your life, you need to assess, what does living your life mean as a single woman that you can't do as a married woman? Like, he's going to tell you, no, don't go to work. No, don't chase your dreams. Like, get with a man who's okay with the working woman, which most men are. You work and you got your dreams, you got your career. My husband supports me creating and building my channel 100%. 100%. Me, if I didn't have a husband, what, like, it's just foolish that this is the rhetoric that they say to try to make it make sense as to why you're not married and why you decided, like, we were going in two different paths. What path? What couldn't you do?
And that's 20 years ago. And as I say, I always tell my age because I want people to know my life is a journey. I'm 46 years old. If I would know that you make that deal and you decide to go for your career, and at 46, you still wouldn't be married, you still wouldn't have kids, would you make that same bet? Absolutely.
You would. Yeah.
Because
bye, Kendra. Bye, Kendra. Bye, Kendra. Bye. No, ma'am. I don't buy it. I do not buy that you calling off or breaking off the engagement or relationship, and 20 years later, you would do it again to not be married, not have kids, all so you can have your own YouTube, your own app. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me that you would have done it all over again and chose the same life to have your own dating app and be able to change your wigs every day? That's the life that you want to, that's the life that you would have rather chosen if you could do it again. We are so foolish, y'all. We are so fool. She's freezing her eggs? No way. Well, that's what they all do. They all do that, but these are the same women who don't want kids. Who don't want kids. She wouldn't do it. She would, like, are you kidding me? This is crazy. To even sit here and pretend like
I had to choose myself. Yeah. Like, I don't want to be married and just say I'm married. If I'm married, it's because this is what God's purpose is for me. And I'm riding out with you to the sunset. And I know you're going to mess up, but I'm here.
It's always the I had to choose me women. Again, you chose you. I don't, again, she said it wasn't infidelity. We were just going on two different life paths. You had to choose you. This is in my opinion, this is just my opinion. This verbiage is so dangerous because they're so selfish, they're so inconsiderate. So choosing you, very much so. Very much so. What I don't believe is, I do not believe that if she could go back in time, would she do it again and not have kids and not be married? Especially if y'all say she's freezing her eggs. Especially if y'all say she's freezing her eggs. This is crazy, y'all. Crazy.
Coretta Scott King in it.
Yeah.
And if I can't Coretta Scott King it, then I'm not gonna do it. You just should.
Yeah.
Is
there somebody you're dating right now?
Yes, Paul. I am dating.
Dating? Is it more than one?
I am dating. I don't have sex when I date though. So let me tell you about dating. This is why I have a dating app and I encourage every woman to date. I think what happens is women don't know how to date. Like men really kind of have, are you cool? Can I sit with you and have a conversation, watch a game and eat some burgers? All right, let's kick it. Women, they're prerequisites for dating. And this is why women are having so many.
Do y'all see what I'm talking about? Y'all see Paul asked her a question. She answered it. And then she said, yes, I'm dating Paul. And she went straight into selling her app. She went straight into giving her one-on-one dating advice. She went straight, y'all. She literally, she don't want to give up much about herself unless she's giving it up. She just offered up that she was engaged and all of that. And she got to tell her little story and, how she chose herself and all of that. But she will not, when he asks these questions, she will divert and go into selling her dating app and giving all of her dating one-on-one advice and how it's always what the women can't do and this and that. She's down to educate you. Yo, she is good. She thinks she good. She is good with finding a way to get around these questions. Okay. She is not playing, y'all. She is not playing at all. When I tell you, okay? Crazy.
Challenges because they don't know how to date. Girlfriend, if a guy wants to take you out for pizza, go out for pizza. Learn them. Dating is data. You're collecting data because you might think you want something on paper, but when you get it, because I've had a lot of things that I wanted on paper and then I got it and I was like, oh, I'm not about this life. Like you said, men like Paul come with a lot. I'm here to tell you, I'm not about that life. I'm not about that life. So now I'm dating. Marriage is not important to me. But I'm dating, I think
my thing is too.
Okay. So y'all heard her. Let's bring it on back. Dating is not important to her. I mean, marriage is not important to her. She's dating, but marriage is not important to her. Right? That's what she said. Right? She said that. Let me just go back. Yeah, she said she's dating, but marriage is not it's not that important. It's not that important anymore. It's not that important anymore because obviously she was engaged at one point in time and she's dating. She's dating. She said she's not having sex while she's unless she's in a committed relationship and she's dating. That's what she said. She's 46 years old and she's dating. She talked about how women are getting married just for Instagram posts. Women are unhappy in their marriages. Her therapist told her that she would have chosen her to do her life again all over again if she, could pick her previous engagement and have children and like all of that. But again, my question to you guys, is this the conversation solely because marriage is probably no longer an option for women like Kendra and any other woman? Because I believe that you start to speak this way when you don't believe it's an option anymore. When you're realizing that you don't have all the options that you thought you had. The men that you want to marry you don't want to marry you. And that's the conversation that happens so often. Like I said, it's she giving little pieces. She, like I said, she get one word answer yes, and she's on to selling her app. She's on to talking about other stuff. She's on to, you're dating at 46 years old. What is the end goal? A committed relationship? Okay. So you were engaged, I guess 20 years ago. An engineer. Could have spent your life with him. You go all your life 20 years later and then you're still dating at 46. Marriage is not required. It's not that important, but you do want a companion. So again, why go through all of that? Why go through all of that to still end up in the same place of looking for somebody to spend the rest of your life with? I don't understand. You going through it 20 years later, now trying to figure out somebody who you can settle down with and do life with. It's so backwards, y'all. And I think that this is, again, you have women like a Kendra G, who is successful, and she lives a certain lifestyle, and she does her thing, and in the spaces that she is in. And you have so many women who think that this is going to be normal. Like this has become the unfortunate norm, but it's not. It doesn't have good results. There's not good results. If you think about think about the show Married to Medicine, right? Though that show has and like Married to Medicine, Real Housewives of Atlanta, like those type of shows, right? Those women who were originally married, right, to their husbands before they got all this fame and surgery, all of that, right? When they were younger, the ones who ended up divorced, okay, like the Phaedra Parks. Phaedra Parks is in her what? She's in her late 40s. Late 40s. Her face looks so different. She was married. Her husband went to prison. She got divorced. They went through that whole thing. And she's still out here on the show with different men. She's on this show with this man. She's on that show with that man. Like she was on what's that show called? The show with the therapist, Marriage Boot Camp with a different man. You had a husband. It didn't work out for whatever reason. And you're out here still in your late 40s with your butt out and your wigs and your face looking different. And it's not like, same for Portia Williams, married twice, divorced. Now she might be dating women. Like, and now it's demonizing marriage. Like, it's just like you see these women and they do the same things over and over and over. And they get to a certain point in life where now marriage is so terrible and I would never do it again. And I don't encourage any woman to be married, or like it's so unfortunate, y'all, that this is the reality of where we are. This is the reality. This is the reality. And instead of just, for me, my biggest gripe with these conversations that come up is, my biggest gripe is, if you don't want to be married and you don't like marriage, focus on you. Not trying to find a way to demonize it and ruin it for other women. That's my only gripe. Don't ruin it for other women. Don't do it.
A lot of people don't know this, but a lot of marriages are simply apologies. And even if they're not apologies, they're ultimatums. I only say that because a lot of women try to look down on other women that they feel should be married, or just try to brag on their relationship and marriage when the man only proposed because he got caught cheating. That is the number one reason why I don't envy a single person's relationship, or even life for that matter, because you never know what people are really going through in their real life. And of course, they're only going to post the good. I mean, it's social media, so the expression, like, you never know how many nights a woman is crying herself to sleep in that mansion or Bentley. So I say all that to say, stop envying and comparing your lives to people you see on social media. Like, trust me, you do not know the half. I can speak on this because this has happened to me more than once. Like, a whole ring just to try to get me back. So I know firsthand. I feel like
what do I tell y'all? What have I told y'all? Anytime they have their situation of a man that they chose, you chose a man who dangled a ring in your face to try to get you back. So your experience, now you're projecting it onto other women. You never know who's crying in a Bentley. You never know who's crying in her bed. These women are only getting rings because they're getting cheated on. Because that was your situation. You demonize marriage. You demonize marriage because it's not an option for you at this time in your life or whenever. This is what is just so frustrating about these women and how they find a way to try to get the sisterhood on their side with this. This is very much a sisterhood, type of thing. We want to have our girls with us. Because again, I don't know. Again, maybe I'm lost, but who's out here telling y'all that marriage is perfect? Who's out here saying it? I don't know. Like, I think that is literally the thing that they all say. Like, who's saying that? I don't know. I don't know what married person's out here telling these people that, but this is just a assumption, because you don't come online and you talk and you don't say all the negatives about marriage. It's just like, oh yeah, you just faking it. You're lying. You're lying. Like, it's just wicked. It's a way to just keep us so divided, keep us single. Because once again, we see all that happens with single motherhood. We see all the destruction, all of that, all the tears, all of the stress, but we keep on doing that. We keep doing that. Y'all saw him give her, all that she wanted when it came to having a baby. Or I'm sorry, you've seen what he gave her, all the things that she didn't want. He put her through all the stress that she doesn't want. But again, her at the end, she says, I know firsthand because I've been through it. That's a man that you chose, honey. You chose a man who didn't really want to marry you. And he only used you to keep you around. And he used their ring as a pond. Not all men are like that. And not all women are going to allow a man to do that to them. Marriage is a beautiful thing when it's done right with the right people. That's the point of it. It's when it's done right. But you will constantly see these women find a way to talk about all the reasons why you don't need it. Why it's not important. Why does it matter? Marriage is nothing. It's just a piece of paper. It's a get you back ring. It's a keep you around ring. It's just any way to demonize it. So because it's not an option for you, because you don't have a ring, because nobody's trying to court you, because nobody's trying to marry you, because nobody's trying to even take you serious, marriage is nothing. Marriage is nothing. This is where we are, y'all. This just shows, in so many ways, it shows the results of our lives, especially as Black women, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to love, because we allow so much of other people's opinions and projections to taint our minds. We do. We allow other women to get into our head and convince us that we don't need marriage, that we don't want marriage, that marriage is nothing, that it don't matter, because they see, you got to be really careful, women who see that you do have options. You get what I'm saying? You got to be really careful with those women who know that you have options that they don't have, because they are going to try to ruin, and they're going to try to find a way to pull you from those options. right? That man that they know wants to marry you because he done told you that he want to marry your friend. She might try to find a way to pull you from him. Tell you, girl, he cheating. He don't like you. She will do anything because you have an option that she don't have. That she doesn't have. And she don't believe that she'll ever have that option. She wants it. She badly wants it, but she won't get it. And because we're so easily influenced, so many of us are unmarried. Because we are so easily influenced, I believe that adds to the breakdown and the dysfunction within the Black community between men and women. The sisterhood is a monolith, y'all. It's a monolith. The sisterhood is a monolith. Point blank, period. And this bird brain, monkey see, monkey do, follow the leader type of mentality that so many of them are just, they're on that train. It's hard for them to get off of it. It's hard because you know what they do? They idolize women that they find attractive. So if she's attractive and she's telling you that she ain't tolerating nothing and she ain't doing this and she ain't doing that, while she's in her fancy car, they're like, oh, I love that. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. Mm-hmm. That's what they're telling you. Yes, girl, do your thing. They're telling, yes, queen.
I wish that more women adopted the idea that men are just for fun. Like they just something to do in the meantime, in between time. Like these are not lifelong goals. Like having a man should not be a life. Like listen to that. My goal is to be married to a man.
Did y'all hear that? Are y'all paying attention? Because men are for fun. Your life goal should not be to be married to a man. To her, that's diabolical. That's diabolical. They want women to be whores. That's what they want. They want women to just sleep around. That's what they want women to be whores and lesbians. Because when you tell women men are just for fun, that's not the goal to be married. To marry a man is not it. You're encouraging just be a whore, just sleep around, just do whatever you want, just have a good time. That's what they encourage. That's what they support. That's what they love. They love that because they know that they always have an option to be a whore. They always have an option to be a whore, but the option to be a wife, that option is not there for most women. I can easily open my legs and get what I want from that, but I can't easily just get a ring. As much as they like to believe that they can, you cannot.
That is so easily accomplishable. You can go do that literally tomorrow. Like, what? Your goal is to be married to a man? That I feel like having that as a goal will derail your life so bad. It derailed mine. Yeah, so bad. And I'm talking about deep in it. I'm talking about in love since I was 15. Who does that? What do you even know about love when you're 15? What do you know about anything? What do you know? We are literally just girls. Like, we are learning so much stuff. It's very overwhelming. Like, our circadian rhythms is just all over the place. We have cycles. And don't be a Cancer because now you're also in cycles with the moon. It's a lot to also have to worry about a man. They are so needy. They are so needy, y'all. Like, they need your attention. And I just cannot handle that no more. Like, even the older man who wanted to give me some money, why are you calling me and texting me talking about I want to see... No. No, leave me alone. I don't want to see you. I don't want to hang out with you. You're not cool. You're not cool. You're not cool. You're the lesser of the species. You're the lesser of the species. Why are you bothering me?
This is what it is, y'all. She said, I'm assuming she was married because she said it derailed her life. It ruined her life. It goes back to what Kendra said. She had to choose you. She herself, she had a different path to go on. She had to, she wanted more. Again, what more did you want? What about your life that you could not do or cannot do when you become a wife? Why is that the idea? I don't know. Again, are there controlling husbands out here who want to just have control over someone and have this domination? Yes. But is that the average husband who's like saying, oh, you can't do nothing, you can't go nowhere, you can't be yourself, you can't? No, I don't believe that. But that's always a way to find a way to, again, these men are just for fun. These men are just to play with. They also these women put women in dangerous situations. I want you to know that. A lot of times this stuff that they're telling them to do is very, very dangerous. Whew. Like playing with these men, playing with them can get you in it's just harmful, y'all. It really can be so harmful. It's so crazy. Like it really is like we just give like the advice that is given is just like I really fear the young girls listening and watching this and soaking this up. I really do. Because it's not okay. Again, you're projecting. It didn't work out for you. The love that you had from the time, love of your life from 15 didn't work out for you, but that does not mean you encourage women to just play around with men. Because again, what is the end goal? What is the end goal? It's just crazy, y'all. It's really unfortunate is what I'll say, that we don't even know when we're being manipulated. We don't even know that you are allowing someone else's pain to be projected onto you, and now you don't want a husband. And it's like, why? Why you don't want a husband? Why you don't want to be like, give me a legit reason why. And it's always like, because I want to do what I want to do. I don't got time to let no man hold me back. And it's just like all of that rhetoric. I'm just like, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is truly enough. It really is. And yes, it does. It goes against it fits the narrative. That's why I said, you heard Kendra say she had to slip in a way to talk about how her therapist said that the women are so unhappy in their marriage. You have to find a way to make it make sense to what you're telling yourself. It feeds your delusion. But again, Kendra G said marriage is no longer, it is not that important no more. Is it not important because you don't want it, or is it not important because it's not an option? And maybe I know if I'm out here trying to require marriage, that ain't gonna work for me. I don't have those options anymore. I can't require marriage at my age of 46. Maybe. I don't know. You don't have the option. You don't have the, I really just can't even believe that this is what it is, y'all. But that Kendra G, the way she avoided those questions, baby. The way she avoid those questions. She ain't want to get done like Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, y'all. She wasn't going. Kendra knew. I ain't about to tell that much. She said, I'm not about to even. You ain't gonna get nothing out of me. Nothing. It's just sad, y'all. It really is. It's really sad. But this is what it is. Like I said, it's so unfortunate. I don't know. I'm assuming she did. I'm assuming she saw the one with Dr. Bryant. I think most people did, especially even if you saw the clips. I'm assuming she did. Kendra act like she don't be knowing what be going on the internet, but she does. I'm sure she does. I know she be knowing what be going on. She ain't got that much going on. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I just want like I said, it's just messed up that so many of the beautiful Black women who we grew up on and watching on TV, they are not married. They are not married, y'all. It's crazy. They are not. Nia Long, Sanaa Lathan, Taraji P. Henson, what's her name from the Steve Harvey show? Terry Vaughn, Raquel, whatever, from Steve Harvey show. Vivica Fox, Lisa Ray was married. Vivica was married. Like, again, really early on, Vivica Fox was married and she divorced him and that didn't work out. So many, like, they're just not married. We're not. And then it's like you out here requiring all this stuff. And it's like, it's not an option no more. It's not an option. Regina Hall. I'm the only married woman in my family. Wow. In my family, I'm not, but it ain't that many. It ain't that many for sure. Please, J-Lo. Halle Berry stayed with a husband, okay? One thing Halle Berry did was stay with a husband. Yes, and now Lathan, Megan Good, she's married. She got married again. I think did her and Jonathan Major get married? Or at least they're engaged, but she was married and she got divorced, and she said, I'm going to maximize on my looks and who I am, and I'm gonna get me a man. Okay. I'm gonna get me a man. And she is, I think Sanaa Lathan, I mean, not Sanaa, Megan Good is, I don't know if they marry yet. Yeah, I don't know if they marry yet, but they definitely engaged. You should kind of speak on SBC. What's that? But I think it's wild for Kendra G to say that she was engaged, had a good man, great career, and she decided that it was more to life because she wanted to choose her career. And again, I just think it's so wild that women think that you can't have a career and have a husband. We don't live in those times no more, y'all. Like, it's very much possible. We see a lot. Like, that's the thing about it. We see a lot of successful people have careers and have a marriage. Oh, Tracy. Oh, yeah. We forgot about Tracy Ellis Ross. We forgot about that. So how come they don't see that? Like, they see the successful people who have careers and they're married, but they don't talk about that. They don't talk about that. That's what blows my mind. How do you always find a way to talk about, oh, I had to choose my career and I had to do this and I had to do that. But you see, there are women who have careers and still They still have husbands. They can still be a wife. Again, you want it. It's just not an option. And you know it. You know it. You know it. I don't know, y'all. But what do I know? But what do I know is the $1 million question. What do I know? She did marry Jonathan Major. Okay, I know. I said I know that they were engaged. I don't know if they were married yet. Y'all, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. This conversation is just we are suffering. We are suffering, y'all, and we need to work together. We need each other. You can be happy and fulfilled in your career and also have a husband. I promise you it is possible if you choose the right person. Make good choices. Make good choices, y'all. So this was good, y'all. I hope if y'all haven't watched the interview, I don't know what is Tia Mowry doing. Watch these. Y'all can go watch Paul Pierce, Kendra G and watch the full episode if y'all want to watch that and check that out. I thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all as always. As always, I appreciate y'all. Be sure to, if you came in late, watch the replay, share the live out, like it, support the channel any way that y'all can. I really, really, really appreciate it so very much. Yeah, and again, I just want to encourage women to know that there are other options than to be on the hate men club, and it's okay. Okay. It's okay. I hope we get podcasts. My husband, y'all, I try. My husband be procrastinating on making content, y'all, and trying to talk more about marriage stuff. So we'll see. Dana Dane off of TikTok. I think I could definitely get Dana on the show. Are you talking about Dana? What Dana? Dana Dane from TikTok? Is that who you're referring to? But I think I could definitely get Dana on the show. Okay. Yeah, I can definitely get Dana on the show. I try to get Dana to come on, try to tell Dana before to get on YouTube. I'm like, Dana, get on YouTube. So we talk on TikTok often. So yeah, I can reach out to her and figure out what topic we can discuss. So I appreciate y'all though. I really do. I thank y'all for rocking out with me, supporting the channel, checking out the videos. I just really appreciate y'all. I really, really, really sincerely appreciate you guys. So yeah, I definitely do. All right, y'all. Well, I hope everyone has a great night. If you have not watched the episode of Just a Girl Talk today, it is up on my channel. Be sure to stay tuned for tomorrow's episode that will be dropping. Inshallah, I will, it'll be up. Everyone, please have a great night. I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, collabing with a lot of women, it would be amazing, y'all. I'm open to collabing and working together and, trying to have logical women come together. Okay. So I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode, Just a Girl Talk, dropping tomorrow, and the next live that will be next week. Okay. Good night, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
So let's talk about it. I'm just a girl.
You know that girl, I am just a girl too.
There's a creator on this app called I'm Just a Girl, and a lot of y'all don't like her.
All the discourse surrounding Just a Girl, I really have just one question.
And I'm just a girl.
Just a girl.
That lady, I'm just a girl.
No, because y'all are tearing that Just a Girl a whole new one.
I think the problem with I'm Just a Girl's content
That just the girl lady, you cannot convince me that she don't hate black women.